Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent. And I love how we're starting off today's show with Ripple backs the SEC into a corner over Ether's security status. It's so true, right? I mean, when it comes to this case and what has been going on and what's been happening out there at the moment, you know, the case has been ferocious. There's been a lot of going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. But we are coming to a point where when you got no case, this is unfortunately the SEC's position. Eventually, you get to a point where you're in a corner, right? And you got nowhere to go. They've dragged it out and dragged it out and dragged it out. I mean, we are officially at the 9th month of this is going on. Like, this has been going on for a long time. A long time. And so Ripple recently filed a motion to compel response to irregularities in which they asked the SEC whether Ether is a security. It's so crucial, right? As pointed out by Attorney Jeremy Hogan, this line of question is an amazing move in that regardless of the answer given, the SEC will weaken their case. Whichever way they spin their answer, it's not going to end pretty for them. And it's so crucial to this case. Because at the end of the day, things didn't go right inside the SEC. You know it, I know it. Shady stuff has happened in there to benefit the Bitcoin rise, the Ethereum rise, and ultimately to line up their own pockets. And this is all coming out. One by one, step by step, it is all coming out. And now we're at a critical point where the Ripple defense argues no fair notice. So the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple in December last year. Just before Christmas, they alleged Ripple had engaged in a $1.3 billion illegal security sale since 2013. But during the discovery phase that followed and still going, Ripple's legal team has built a defense on multiple aspects, chief of which in the fair notice defense. And it puts forward the case that Ripple was under the assumption XRP, Bitcoin, and Ether were classed as equivalents in the eyes of the SEC. And that ultimately will be what draws the outcome of this, right? So it is crucial what's coming up over the coming month. I think we're going for a settlement or a win. I think it will be a settlement. I don't think it will stretch out all the way to a win. You have asked me what would happen if they do go all the way. If they go all the way, we're going all the way to March 2022. You and I don't want to go that path. March 2022, that seems like ages away. It would mean, so many variables, right, within in America. Now, will that impact XRP's price predictions of, $20, $50, $100? Yeah, of course it will, right? But breaking previous all-time high, going to double digits, will happen with or without the SEC. The SEC case settling, or big one, plays a bigger role in the long-term future longevity and, eventually going to triple digits. So I know you asked that question. I wanted to answer that question. Can we break 330 with the SEC? Yes, we can. Now, XRP price chart bull flag puts the next bullish target at $1.50. I love these guys, right? I mean, news articles and all that. They're going to talk about what's real and what's there right now. And, it's at the moment, it's one of those things that these news, they have to report on this, right? They can't go saying, it's going to go double digits and all that. So they're saying, in the next 48 hours, we're going to go $1.50. I can agree with that. I can stand by that statement. Now, Japan's financial giant SBI to launch cryptocurrency fund. We mentioned it yesterday, but this news continues to travel the world, to travel all across the globe. And it is very, very much a big deal. And I would highly encourage you, instead of watching Netflix, to learn more about that, right? Because it is really, really important. Now, here's the key point of today, right? DeFi giant Uniswap under SEC investigation. The Wall Street Journal reports. So this is interesting, right? I mean, this was back in... this was a couple of days ago, right? That this occurred. Now, what's really, really fascinating here is this, right? Here's what I think is going to happen. XRP gets, tick of approval or settlement or wins. And then the SEC, one by one, starts to go after everyone else. After Ripple and XRP have legal clarity. Do you see where the motion and why people talk about flipping switches and why people talk about the horoscope on this particular day and the moon and all that. Because Ripple being the first to get this type of SEC clarity, and then SEC goes after everyone, that is a huge bonus, a huge advantage for Ripple. So be on the lookout for that, right? Because once we win or settle, they're going to go after everyone else. And the first in line is Ethereum 2.0, which the reason why SEC have not spoken about whether Ethereum is a security or not, are keeping their mouth shut, even though in the past they have said that it's not a security, is because they are after Ethereum next. And come back to the channel if my prediction comes true. It is one man's opinion. It's not financial advice and I'm not a financial advisor. But the SEC will go after Ethereum 2.0 after the settlement or win of Ripple. That is my opinion. It's nothing more than that. It's my opinion. And I'd love to know in the comments if you agree or disagree with that statement. Now, again, SBR Holdings launching. It's gone viral. It's gone absolutely everywhere. Where to, right? So where we're going. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about how we're progressing at the moment. What sort of price action can we expect in the not too distant future? So let's jump into a tiny. Let's have a look at some of the indicators and what those indicators are telling us right now. Okay, so as we begin to look at the charts tonight, this is on the 12-hour, by the way. MACD is sitting on bullish, and then the RSI is sitting almost in the overbought, but not quite, with a Bollinger Band sitting well inside the Bollinger Band, right? $1.27 at the time of making this. Be very interesting by the time it goes live, which won't be going tonight, or won't be going live that much later than actually making it. But at the moment, we're sitting at 127, and we've been here, right? We've been here for a long time. On the hourly, we're sitting on a bearish, but I wouldn't be too much focused on that from a MACD perspective. The 4-hour, though, has gone a little bit into bearish, right? So we could potentially be in for some price action, some negative price action over the next couple of hours. But when we look at the 12-hour, bullish, and then when we look at the daily, almost bullish. So we're about to go into bullish. So could we see a small price movement down before we go up? You could. But I've also seen in the past, in moments like this with Ripple, where out of nowhere we get a monster green candle, pushes prices to 140, and then keeps on going. That there is something that could really, really happen over the next couple of hours. So 12 to 24 hours, let's have a look. Let's see where we're going at the moment. But from an indicator perspective, doesn't look like there's much action happening at all. So that there is probably the biggest feedback from this. But let's have a look at the drawings and what they teach us. We begin to look at the drawings from this perspective, right? So we have a long way to go. There is so much to happen, right? So between now and you know, just getting to 330. And then once we get to 330, break above 330 and keep pushing forward. So it's such an exciting road ahead, and I wanted to, you know, to share that with you. Right now, where we are, the price is expected to move. You know, we are expecting to move towards $1.50. I think that is the likely scenario to happen out of the indicators that we saw earlier. I think pushing to 150 soon will happen, right? And now the key reason for that is this. We broke above this. We've consolidated once and we consolidated twice about it, and this is a hammer. If it closes like this, then we can expect a really, really good push to come through, which will get us to about $1.70, $1.80. So that there is the fundamentals that for me are saying, you know, 150, 170 is coming up. The real test comes at 135. When we break above 135, test above 135, then consolidate above 135, then we're in for a show towards $2. And of course, as we move forward, with or without the SEC, will break the previous all-time high. And that you can come back and you know, say that on the 4th of September 2021, the Serpent said it, right? We will break previous all-time high with or without the SEC case finishing. Where we go from there and moving forward and pushing above and going to double digits and all that, I'll be here bringing you absolutely all the action. I can't wait. If you learned something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.